Hey everybody, and welcome to Dice Tower Q&A here. I'm Tom Vasel, and I'm going to be answering your questions today, or attempting to answer your questions, answering some of your questions. It's, 2 weeks before Easter. It is 3 weeks before the Spring Spectacular. It is maybe 4. I have to go back and check on that. 3 weeks sounds right. It is... I went to the fair, on the Miami Youth Fair with my family on Friday. So anyhow, let me know what questions you have, and we'll jump in on this morning. I hope you're having a great day. I know Mondays are Mondays for lots of people, but I got a lot of stuff done today already, so I'm excited about getting more done. Where am I in the studio? Says Bear. Well, I'm in the main recording studio. Behind that red curtain is my office. This is the main live play studio. I'm sitting at the live play table. I do Q&As in here because they get in the way of other people the least in here, because unless we're doing a live play, which we're not currently doing. Is that green screen on the back? No. This stuff moves, see? Woo! And there's no green screen. It's what's behind me. Did I go on any rides? I did not ride any rides. I didn't buy tickets to go on rides. I just watched my son ride rides. I went and looked at all the stuff, and I like going through the little shops and looking at that part of the fair and the animals, and watched my kids ride rides and ate. I think I had a milkshake and a steak sandwich. I think that was it. I didn't eat a lot. Oh, I had corn. I always get corn. I didn't eat a lot of food at the fair. I don't know why. Just didn't happen. All right, here we go. Is there a contest? Well, that is a good question. I'm going to look to see if there is a contest, because I don't even know. I'm going to check it out, though. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a great Monday. Today is the 27th. Yeah, there's a contest for Game Nerds. Game Nerds, of course, and actually later this week I'll be talking about the best-selling games from Game Nerds in January and February. So check them out. A $10 Game Nerds gift certificate for anybody who from the U.S. And all you have to do is email us at contest@dicetower.com. In the subject line, put the word scribble, as in scribble, and then answer the question in the body to say, when you were a kid, did you doodle in your books? Did you scribble in your books? I did all the time. I always drew mazes. All right. Something happened to Mike. Mike is fine. Nothing happened to Mike. When watching movies or TV shows, do you watch straight through, or do you periodically immediately go back to a scene you just viewed to see something again, or to clarify a wait, what moment? I've definitely done that, especially if I'm by myself. I do that a lot. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Let me go back and see that. I like doing that. When other people are watching with me, less so. Have I watched the new Ted Lasso episodes? I did. I have not seen the show Shrinking. I'm enjoying Ted Lasso, but we'll wait and see how it finishes. How often do you guys get contest entries from old videos? It happens, but they're easy to ignore. That's why we have different subject lines for every contest. I believe I heard you say you and Z were heading into Nashville. Yeah, me and Z are going to IV Studios, which is in Nashville. We're working there on, we're working with them to do some videos and stuff on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're free. So we're going to go out and look around at stuff on Friday. But that's my entire plans, and we're coming back here because I got stuff to do here. Any schedule for the marathon or Discord channel? No, we're working on Discord channel this week. I know that. The marathon I have not yet put on the schedule, but I'm pretty close to knowing where I'm going to put it. What was my favorite thing at the playground as a kid? My favorite thing was big fort type things that you could climb in and out with sliding boards, if possible. The merry-go-round was fine, but like if there was a thing with multiple slides that you could like play, capture the flag and stuff on, that was my favorite thing. What made you decide to go with Joey Evans to take the place of Mike Spot in the videos? Well, I mean, he's covering for Michael a little bit, but not much. I like Joey. I think he does a good job, and he's in the area already a little bit. He's not quite in the area, but he's 2 hours away, and he comes in a few days each week to help us. So it just worked out really well. The light on your hat looks like chroma key for some reason. Oh, it's because I'm wearing a straw hat, I think. What game is simpler for younger kids, Quest Kids or Core Quest? Quest Kids is easier. Is there any food you want to try in Nashville? The seafood? No, I have no idea, actually. What was the best thing I ate this weekend? Probably. I don't know. How do you not knock that picture over every time you switch off the light? It's really not that hard. All right. How did you enjoy Dice Tower West this year? It was fine. It was the con went great. It was a little frustrating to me to not be able to talk the whole con, which meant I wasn't able to teach games or really play games. I stayed in my room a lot of times just to rest, and I hate that. I like being alone, a couple hours, but that's it. So I wished I had enjoyed it more to go out and see things, but it seemed like the con went great and people had a good time. People eat elephant ears at our fairs. My wife had a gigantic elephant ear, but she did not share it with me. Do you like amusement parks? I really like amusement parks. I think they're fun. Any favorite preacher beside your own pastor? I don't have a top 10 list of that. I might make that someday, but I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. Are you going to watch John Wick? I'd like to. That is my plan. Is Camille on vacation leave? First of all, I don't need to announce when people are on vacation, and I probably won't. That being said, no. She wasn't able to be in on, crowd surfing last week. That was the only thing, right? She was in other videos. I just talked to her like 10 minutes ago. Would you recommend Cavern or Cave versus Cave? I'm going to primarily play it with my wife. First of all, Niels, I don't know your wife, so I can't answer that question. Mostly, they're so very different. The very convenient thing is, though, we have reviewed both. So I recommend, as I always do when people ask these questions, they'll be like, for my family, which of these games should I get? I don't know. I don't know your family. But we've done reviews of both. Watch those reviews, see which one looks more interesting to you, and there you go. Woo! We got it. Do you watch TikTok? I don't, but I sort of. I don't ever go to TikTok, but the TikTok-esque videos, sometimes they're straight up stolen from TikTok that show up on Facebook. I've seen them. Did you see there's going to be Zelda gameplay tomorrow? Well, that would be cool. I'm wondering if I want to watch it, though, or if I want to be wowed by everything for the first time when I play it. What do you think of Nova as a name for a baby boy? It's my favorite superhero from the Marvel Comics, but everyone keeps telling me it's more of a name for a girl. Do you think this person, boy or girl, will be made fun of with their name? Do you think they'll like their name? Because that's what you got to think of when you give someone a name. My wife and I are playing through the second expansion of Space Base. Which parts of the expansions do you play with every time you go back and play Space Base? None. Sometimes I play with this stuff, but there's nothing I play with all the time. We recently found out Jenny's a sold in there. We tried Boston Cream Pie and are looking for other suggestions on what to try next. What are your top three? Number 1, gooey butter cake. Number 2, the Cinnabon caramel swirl, Cinnabon swirl. And then number 3 is, I don't know. I'd have to see a list of them. Probably Brambleberry Crisp. Brown Chris. I just tried the powdered jelly donut. I finally was like, I got to try this. It was good, but I don't think it hits the top 3. Let's see here. Do you foresee a day when the taxing demands of travel outweigh the benefits of going to cons? Sure. And that day is here. But it's not for all cons. We just can't go to all the cons. Do you mean like where a day will come when I won't want to travel at all? I'm sure that day will come when I'm quite old. And then I think it'll be a moot point. In what board game do you yell the most and lose your voice? No, not a Ready, Set, Bet. I don't lose my voice running Ready, Set, Bet. I ran like 12 games of it at the retreat last year, and so I might have come close to it then, but I don't think so. Maybe a little bit, but it wasn't much. I don't normally lose my voice from using it. If you scream, you can lose your voice, but that's kind of on you. Don't scream. Let's see here. Have I taught or played Ark Nova with anyone in my family? No. Has Camilla been on fewer videos recently, or am I just going crazy? You're just going crazy. Will there be any Dice Tower presents at Origins this year? There will not be. Yeah, we don't have that plan on our schedule. We just can't go to everything, so. Will I be doing any sort of fan meetup in Nashville? No, but, and this I can announce now, we are going to be doing a fan meetup. Let me get the name of this right here. That must be my other email. We're going to be doing a fan meetup in Atlanta at a store called Level Up Games. So at Level Up Games, we're going to be going to Atlanta, and we're going to be swinging through there before Gen Con. So on our way up to Gen Con, we're going to be driving the van. It'll be me, Chris, Kenny, and Roy. We're going to drive the van, and we are going to get there and run a game night or just hang out, play games with people. So that's going to be fun. I've not seen The Mole reboot on Netflix. I found The Mole to be a problematic show in the past just because it didn't seem to run as cool as I thought it would be. Have I ever attended church leadership or worship conferences? Yes. Any update on Dice Tower Van? Well, I have it. I have preliminary pictures of what it's going to look like, but I'm working with Tina to get that finalized. After that, once Tina's finalized, she'll draw the final art. Then we'll go get it wrapped, and I'll make a video of everything so you'll see it when it's done. What's in the blood on the clock tower box to make it so expensive? I watched the unboxing, but I'm still stumped. It bears the lateness of the delivery of the Kickstarter. Would you rather play a good game with poor components or a bad game with excellent components? I don't have to make that decision. I'll play a good game with good components. The other two, I'll skip them. I have not read any of the novels from Descent universe. I don't think I want to. Maybe I have no interest in them really. Have I ever done a top 10 list of my favorite hats? I might do that sometime just for fun. We'll see. Are we going to see Mike in more top 10s after the move like what you did in 2020 over the pandemic? Well, as I just announced this morning in Board Game Breakfast, which you should watch, This coming Thursday, Sam, I'm not going to get people all pumped. Sam is not in it. Me, Z, and Mike are doing our top 10 games that were replaced by other games. Magic. It's happening. How comes you never recorded Season 0 Pandemic Legacy? The same reason we stopped recording a lot of live plays is because people just point out all our mistakes. We know we make mistakes. We know we do things stupid. It gets a little irritating to be told how dumb of players we are. There we go. All right. Okay, folks. Well, obviously no one from the Dice Tower was watching this either, or they would have come in and told me. So a couple things. I'll go a little bit overtime to make up for that. But I need you guys to tell me the first question I missed where my voice went out, because, wow, it's been gone for a long time. So tell me where to start, and I'll go back and start over. Where did my voice go out? Let's see. And sorry about that, folks. How long was my voice gone? I checked the battery before I started. There was 3 bars. Huh. Well, go figure. Pandemic Legacy Season 0. Okay, thank you. Pandemic Legacy Season 0. Let me catch up to that. I'm getting there. Let's see here. Wow, how far back was that? Maybe that's why all the thumbs down were happening. Yeah. How far back was Pandemic Legacy Season 0? Sorry, buddy. It's going to take me just a bit to figure out where it is. There's Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I answered that. I answered second and third tiebreakers. Marvel United playmat. Do I have pictures of the van? Am I redoing Undaunted? Do I hate meetings? Did I follow the Brandon Sanderson thing? Nope, the audio happened well before that. Okay, here. Do I watch TikTok? I answered that. Oh man, guys, I'm really sorry. Hang on, I'll catch up to this. You can't really do, well, you can do a search. I see that. All right. There it is. Found you. All right. How comes I never recorded 0 of Pandemic Legacy? Because we make lots of mistakes when we play games, and it's easy for us to admit we just didn't want to do it. Okay. Sorry, Daniel. Now I got to find where exactly this question is. Fair food. Guys, I'll go longer because of this. I apologize that I missed so much. Aware. Anyway, There it is. I found it. I got it. Do you ever get post-vacation blues? So, no. I like going on vacations. I like coming back to work. Is the roll and write market oversaturated now? Yes. Do you prefer the new Marvel United solo mode or just play it three-handed? I think the new solo mode works really well, actually. But I still might play it three-handed. I haven't decided yet. Has Diablo gone overboard with the gore, or is it just me? I don't play Diablo. Will you be going to see the Super Mario movie as soon as it comes out? Yes. Tickets are already bought. My son is like dead set that he's going to watch it. What do you miss most about the Lehigh Valley? The food. Jess said that the name Nova is unique and cool, and that's all well and good. But remember, you don't have to live with the name. Your kids have to live with the name. Who's the least comfortable to be on the camera of the crew? Kenny. Russ says, me and my family are staying in Florida City Homestead. First of all, contact me. We'd love to maybe meet up and play games if possible. It may not work out. Are there any unique eats? Yes. Go down to the Keys. Key Largo has tons of delicious food there. Do I have a favorite tie? I don't. And then I talked about a bunch how much I like this J. Garcia tie, but they're very expensive. So I think this one was given to me as a gift, probably. Oh, my word. How long was my voice out? Imagine asking Tom Vasel said of your wife about what to name your child. Yes, good point, I said. Am I going to be playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? Well, probably, but my kids are going to try to beat me to it. How often do companies set embargoes? All the time, but sometimes they're a few hours, sometimes they're longer than that. Top 10 book characters. At this point, I went to a whole long thing about how I don't really have time to do this, and I would like to do supporting characters, and I would probably pick Mr. Peggotty from David Copperfield. And then, what's your opinion on second and third tiebreakers? I think they're great. I like tiebreakers. I think they're there. Are you a little excited about Clank Legacy 2? Someone said then, said Zachary. And yes, except I wish it wasn't going to Kickstarter. Not because I don't think it should go to Kickstarter, but just it takes that much longer. I originally played it in 2019 with Sam and Roy, and it's going to be 5 years before we get to play it again, which is kind of a bummer. Do I have the Marvel United playmat? Yes. And the upgrade components. Yes, the plastic components are fantastic. The mat is neat and cool, and I play with it occasionally, but you should just play with the cards in front of me. Do I have pictures of the van yet? I do, but it's just a white van. And did I name the van? Never even occurred to me to name the van. I don't name any of my other vehicles. Am I going to review Undaunted Stalingrad? Well, maybe. I'm just in the middle of playing Undaunted, the Battle of Britain right now. So that one's going to get reviewed first for me for whatever reason. Is that the maiden voyage of the van? No, the maiden voyage of the van will be to Dice Tower Con. Tom hates meetings. But yes, we still have meetings here at the Dice Tower. Pedro said, I just went to my first con, having a hard time learning a new game with all the noise. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Do people experiment with new games at a con or stick to what they know? Usually they do a bit of both. Have I followed the Brandon Sanderson Wired article drama at all? Okay, that's where I was at. Almost. So yes, I did watch that article, and I like Brandon Sanderson, he's my favorite author, but reading that article really kind of invoked a lot of feelings in me. Years ago, occasionally journalists reach out to me for whatever reason. Not very often. And I've learned that a journalist will talk to you for a really, 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 really long time about a lot of things, and they'll use one quote, maybe at total. So I'm less interested in talking to reporters now. I mean, they quoted Tom in the New York Times or whatever, big deal. It's one line, no one cares. And it didn't feel like that's worth an hour. But a reporter once contacted me, I gave him a lot of information, used none of my quotes, and used the article to make me look pretty bad. That is on a very small scale, but I was not particularly pleased by it because it was very misleading, the whole thing. And at that point I said, we're just not going to deal with this media outlet anymore because this media outlet's here just to cause trouble, not to promote the hobby. And yeah, still, I think that media outlet in particular is kind of a piece of trash. That's my thoughts on that. But this person went, Brandon Sanderson spent time with him, invited him to his home, did stuff with him, and then they wrote an article about themselves. They asked questions. It felt like they were trying to impress everyone with how well they wrote. It wasn't very interesting at all. It was very negative, and I just found it to be odd, especially after how nice it wasn't. I don't expect an article necessarily to be a puff piece for sure, but Brandon Sanderson said, hey guys, be nice to this person. You know, they had a tough article to write. We shouldn't get in their case. And you know what? That's what Brandon Sanderson said, so let's do it. Who cares? Have I played Chained Echoes on Steam Deck yet? I have not, because I've been playing Hades. Hades is a roguelike game. Really, really fun. I've been playing a lot of it. And then the difference between Dice Tower East and Dice Tower West is pretty immense. I mean, not pretty immense. They're actually very, very similar. Dice Tower West is twice the size. The libraries are different. There's different events at each one. But other than that, you're going to get the same feeling from both. Would like to come over for dinner when I'm at Essen? That'd be nice, but I don't know if we'll have the time. I know that you don't need you can smoke on a grill. I haven't done it. My rating on Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania is an 8. Do I have more hats or board games? Obviously, board games. And now the audio got lost. Did you display the model from the Sanderson Kickstarter anywhere? Yeah, it's by the front of our house. Okay, now I'm going to zoom down through all these comments talking about the fact that I'm not able to be heard. Thank you, Dancy, for the super chat saying the sound was broken. What other games would I like to see in the book line? That's a good question. I like that question. I don't know. I'd like to see a Jurassic Park in the book line one. How about that? And I mean based on the book. I did not answer. People are wondering what my top 10 book characters are. I did not do that because there's so much there. I'm not trolling you guys. I did not know that my sound was out. So, sound. Wow, I never notice how widely Tom opens his mouth when he talks. It must be a result of enunciating. I don't think so. I think it's just the fact that I have a big mouth. Yes, all the jokes about what I'm really saying. Let's see here. I read my own list of questions. We're close. He'll see in a second. This is pre-recorded. This is a prank. It is not. I really want to hear this answer. 200 people. Yep. Wow. A lot of again, folks, I'm really sorry. It looks like 10 minutes I talked there with no sound. Question, why doesn't someone monitor the chat just enough to let you know? We're all telling you there's been no sound for about 10 minutes out because everyone's really busy this week with a lot of things. So nobody was able to do that this week. I'm sure that maybe we'll do it in a second there. Let's see here. We've had no sound for 10 minutes. Thank you, John. And sound back. Okay. So now people can hear me again, so maybe we'll get back to some questions. This might go on the end of the year bloopers. I guess. I'm not particularly fond of what just happened. Let's see here. My voice is back. I'm trying to catch up to the questions here. Everyone's saying yay. Thank you. People are telling me, Pen. So not only did you not get sound, you've also had to watch me spend almost 10 minutes talk about the sound here. Okay. No, this is not a great Q&A, folks, and I'm really sorry. But seriously, now that my sound is back, why are people not asking questions? Because I'm going in here and people are just talking about the sound. All right, people are still talking about the sound. No one asked any questions. See, I would be asking questions, and no one asked any questions here. So I'm going to make it to the bottom here. All right, folks. Well, this is on you now because now you're just talking about things that I said while I was silent and no questions themselves. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Come on, folks. What did I think of the new Sanderson Tress story? I've already answered that, but that's at least a question. Yeah, I liked it. I don't think it was great. I thought the Hoyd voice got a little too silly at times. I think there's too much of that, but I liked the story itself a lot. What were the best birthday parties when you were kids? They were just birthday parties. I don't know. I think I might have had some friends who had a birthday party every year. I can't remember any friends who did that. Birthday parties were rare. Nowadays, a lot of my friends, their kids have a birthday party every single year, which if you have 7 kids like I do, would be insanity. We don't. We said, you have a birthday. We take the kids out for their birthday. We give them presents. It's a great day, right? But a birthday party, a very expensive affair, those we do at certain milestones. I forget what they were, like 10, 13, 16, something like that. Big milestone events. But so as a kid, any birthday party was great. Would you consider do some board game challenges videos? No. Do you prefer French fries or baked potatoes? All depends on the day or time. But potato wedges are great. Let's see here. Is another type of game you recommend similar to Rum and Bones? So you mean like the that type of game? I don't know. That's my favorite of that series that I've played. Do you recommend a 4-day pass for Gen Con? If you have the time, yes. Because I don't think you would have enough time to get there other than that. Do you have any thoughts on the controversy about the David statue? Did someone knock it over? I don't know much about the David statue. I know it's bigger in person than when you see it. Do you feel sleep deprived? Sometimes, I guess. Do I catch up on weekends? Yeah, sometimes. I don't have insomnia, though. I can fall asleep right now if I need it to, which is not necessarily good. What is the best food to have delivered to the Dice Tower studio? You know what audio is out in the future. Well, there's that. What are your plans for the summer? Well, the same as plans for anything else. We're going to Summer Spectacular. Do Summer Spectacular. We're going to Gen Con. We're going to Dice Tower East. That's going to be fun. Let's see here. Tom, if you were to get $1 million, what would be some big new project for the Dice Tower? I actually have that planned out in case it ever happens. I don't know why. These are things I think about. But I'm not sharing them with folks because I need to get the money first before that thing comes to fruition. Will I review Scarface 1920? Well, yes, I will. But actually, we're going to be playing that one live here on the Dice Tower channel. So we'll play it live first, and then we'll review it some weeks after that. Do you have a favorite character in the Stormlight Chronicles? Yes. I forget his name. It starts with an A. The son of the I forget his name, but the prince, well, not the prince, but the son of the main character. I can't remember anyone's names. They're all slipping my mind. Who married the other main character? He doesn't have anything special about him other than his position in life, I suppose. I just found him to be interesting. He's a cool character, especially in the latest book. Although for some reason I can't remember his name. What's my favorite type of video to make? Top 10s for sure. Do you prefer waffle, curly, steak, or regular cut fries? Well, first is waffle. Waffle fries are the best. Then steak fries. Waffle and steak fries, I like them over those two by a mile. After that, I like regular cut fries, and curly fries are the last. I did not back the Sanderson Miniatures Kickstarter, no. Can you elaborate on why you think you wouldn't enjoy a Descent novel? Because I usually pick my novels based on authors, and I go hunt those authors down and try to read interesting things. The Descent world hasn't fascinated me. Maybe it's great. I just haven't felt any need to go read it. Maybe it is. It's hard for me to imagine a game based on a board game world could be good. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. How difficult is it to get into Magic the Gathering now? Well, if you just want to play the game, not hard at all. Just buy a couple decks and play it. What grocery store is your favorite potato wedges? Any grocery store, because for potato wedges, you buy a potato and you slice it into wedges. It's not hard. What do you think of the Kickstarter strategy used by CMON? Just a massive amount of stretch goals and not a complete game. I think that what you're saying there is pretty much a falsehood. Because they have a massive amount of stretch goals, but not a complete game. I've played most of their modern games that have come out recently. I mean, all their games. Blood Rage, it's a complete game. Rising Sun is a complete game. Heroes United is a complete game. I just played Masters of the Universe this week, a complete game. Now, I think what you're saying is that to make it really good, you need some more of the characters, the extra stuff, I guess. But the base games are really good. And like Massive Darkness, for example, one of my favorite games. That's really good without the extra stuff. With the extra stuff, sure, it's just icing on the cake. But it's a complete game that you get if you buy just the base game. So I think that Kickstarter strategy is just fine by me. I don't need to get everything for these games. I don't need every single expansion. I'm fine with owning just some of the stuff. FOMO is your problem. If the company's exploiting you, you can argue that they shouldn't be doing that and all, but it's kind of on you. Hamburgers. Do you prefer thick patties grilled or yes? Not thin smash burgers on a grill. I want my nice thick patty. Yes, please. Let's see here. A lot of people ask me what my favorite type of any game is. Just as a heads up, I almost never answer those questions in here because that's literally why we do top 10s. So we'll do top 10s on these, and if I haven't done a top 10 on your particular subject yet, when I see you ask that question, I think, ooh, we should do a top 10 on that soon, and that's where that goes. Did you back the board game socks? I did back the board game socks. Thank you for the nice words. Good to meet you too at Dice Tower West. That's super fun. Any celebrity you'd like to have on for their top 10 list? I'd have almost any celebrity on. Why not? I like talking to people about their favorite games. There's a fun thought experiment where you have an alternate director or actor in a movie. What would be the fun swap of designers for a game? Now that is an interesting thing. That would be a great top 10 list. I need to write that one down. Games with a different designer. Like I would love to play Blood Rage, designed by Corey Konieczka. Now that's not necessarily true, but that would be an interesting top 10. Where you pick one game, but you pick a different designer to have designed it. To redesign it. That'd be fun. Do I play both Dune and Imperium expansions at once? Nah, usually just one or the other. I could play with both. Are you going to do another play video for Overpower when you teach Z? I don't know, maybe. Your I don't sleeve comment during the Dice Tower West top 10 was hilarious. Did you intend it to be taken away? I really don't sleeve. I mean, there's the occasional time. But for the most part, I don't sleeve. There's very few games in the Dice Tower library that are sleeved. Let's see here. Are there any upcoming Catch-a-Paloozas? I don't know. I don't think off the top of my head. There is one that there are some that we're talking about for sure. Would In the Footsteps of Darwin make your top 10 filler games list? I don't know. I don't know. I probably not. You realize that the top 10, every top 10 list we have gets smaller and smaller every time because more and more games come out. My old boss hated meetings, but when he had to have one, he always brought donuts, as you should. His early meetings always start on time. How do you ensure meetings are kept timely to not waste people? Run them. I run the meetings at our church that I'm part of now for that very purpose. When I became a deacon at my church, our meetings were 3 hours long and were every other week, or once a month. I guess it was once a month. Once a month, 3 hours long. And I was like, we could have done this in 20 minutes. We now have 20-minute meetings once every 3 months, and the same amount of stuff gets done. Why no other people from the team reviewed Oak? Well, I guess no one else played it other than me. Do you mostly remember all the games you play? Sort of, but I have to refresh my memory on a lot of them. I don't have memory that good. Whose idea was the Sir Duke plus Dice Tower theme intro? These intros are done by David Culling, who does a great job. He takes Timothy Pinkham's original theme. I give him ideas of what to do, but mine is I would like something like this, and then he does it. He does a fantastic job. Descent 2nd Edition versus Massive Darkness 2? Oh yeah, I'd rather play Massive Darkness 2 easily. Oh, that's right. I forgot about the Edge Dancer. You're right. She's my favorite character from the novels. Let's see here. Going through here. The people want Dice Tower socks, but not enough people, for sure. What does Shake Shack? I'm officially a Shake Shack stan. Shake Shack is really overrated. I do not get why people like it so much. I'd rather go to Fuddruckers. I think Fuddruckers kicks Shake Shack around the block. Who knows the most about music in a Dice Tower? Well, I think the answer might surprise you. It's probably Kenny, but it all depends what kind of music you're talking about, right? Kenny knows punk very well. Mike knows a ton about music. Chris probably has the widest range of music. I know a ton about music. It's just not the kind of music most people know about. I know a lot about classical. I can tell you who wrote the movie scores for most movies and can hum a lot of those scores to you. TV theme music, jazz. I mean, that sort of thing is my interest. But is anyone here like a super music person? I don't know. We all have differences. Who has the best taste in music? Well, obviously, I think I do because it's the kind of music I listen to that I like. Who has the best taste for you? Well, that depends who you match with. Has Trey Parker from South Park ever gone to a Dice Tower convention? Yes. The alternate art posters that BGG does for games. Yeah, that's a good one for sure. When do you usually do the 30-hour marathon? I usually run it from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. the next day. Have you played They Invaded Pleasantville from TSR? No. Let's see here. Did I hear Comic Hunters is getting a North American release? I'm saying it's possible. Just wait. How much has your enjoyment of Marvel United increased after the X-Men big box set was released? Oh, I think I like it more. The more characters, the better it is. I just bought Vagrant Song. Any tips on how to get around the rules? Don't try to get around them. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't try to cheat. How's the merch store going? It's going fine. You can check that out. Dice Tower. What is it? DicetowerStuff.com. Let's see. Who wants to count all the times? Tom says, let's see here in the Q&A. Let's see. Top 10 funny restaurant names. We've heard a few American restaurants mentioned by Dice Tower people. Some of them make me wonder how they survive. Well, the names of your places might, wherever you might be in the world, might sound funny to someone else. Like the pubs in Great Britain, I find them very amusing, the names of them. I don't know how things get their names, but I'll tell you what. What's in a name, I think stuff surpasses the name. There's a popular grocery store here called the Piggly Wiggly, or the convenience store Wawa, which I thought was made up when I first heard it. Even when I first heard the name for the Nintendo Wii, I thought that was a terrible name. Just a ridiculous name, and yet people know what you're talking about when you say the Nintendo Wii. So I guess stuff can overcome that. Did I get a copy of the Aries Expedition expansions? I got a copy of the cooperative one, which is the one I'm least interested in, so I have not played that one yet. Dice Tower Store, not DicetowerStuff.com. Thank you. What's my favorite chicken sandwich at a chain restaurant? I don't know. The Popeye sandwich is pretty good. So I guess I would go with that. Although when I lived in Korea, I don't know if they still have it. The Popeyes there had a chicken cordon bleu sandwich, which I really liked. I was trying to say, most people in the BG forum say the rules are hard to follow, reference unclear. Yeah, the rules are difficult for Vagrant Song. I don't know. I would do my best. Look for maybe a watch it played video or something like that. Wow, Tom is basically all caught up. Well, it helps when I skip 200 questions that say I have no sound. I really liked when you did the Trey Parker top 10 list. I just don't have folks in the celebrity circles. People aren't normally asking to come in and do this stuff. Like, oh, who will you get next? I was lucky to get Trey Parker. That's kind of where I'm at. Has Rod almost finished painting your copy He-Man yet? No, he has not. Thanks a lot, Rod. Will you ever do a top 10 best or worst rule books? No. I mean, maybe best, maybe. Like you have a 1% chance, you have a 0% chance of the worst one. Because there's just so many bad rule books. I wouldn't be able to remember them. I wouldn't be able to, oh, that was a terrible rule book. There's just so many terrible rule books, and I don't want to go through all that. It's not fun at all. I don't want to search through thousands of rule books to find the 10 worst ones. 10 best, maybe, but that sounds more like a voting thing that people would send them in for. How did you get Trey Parker to participate? I texted him and I said, hey, would you like to come do a top 10 list with us? And he said yes, which was very nice of him. I'd love to see a game and talk of He-Man. Yeah, we do need to do another game and talk soon. Do you do bucket hats or not? No, I don't really like bucket hats. Tell the journalists you're putting out a call for any celebrities who want to do a top 10. Yes, I'm sure they'll help me do that. How do you feel about Summoner Wars corrected cards coming out, future faction packs? I know nothing about this. I didn't know there was any errors on the cards. The top 10 best features in the rulebook. Now that you have a better chance of seeing that. Is there any update on that board game show, I think, from a while ago? You're talking, the answer is no updates as of yet, but you never know. Have I experimented any with ChatGPT? Yes, I did. I went to ChatGPT a couple weeks ago and I was messing with it, and I asked it to tell me the stories of Tom Vasel, Chief Sokoto, and Abraham Lincoln. And it did. It told me it wasn't as innovative as I thought it would be. And against the evil Dr. Reacher, I think. And then I asked it to add in a historical figure, like a modern living person, or like we can't talk negative about living people. I was like, all right, fine. And then my daughter Melody betrayed me, and I kept having the story, but it wasn't as innovative as I thought. But it was humorous, I suppose. Let's see. Do you typically buy bit upgrades before you play the game? No, because if I don't like the game, why would I upgrade it? I used to play Warhammer 40K back in the day. I've never played Age of Sigmar. I played Warhammer 40K 25 years ago, so I can't really give you a good thoughts on it now. From listening to your videos, you always look like you're in a good mood. You're right, I never have a bad minute. Is it a front for the cameras? No. Or are you always in a good mood? Yes. I've never got angry with anyone. I've never snapped at my wife or children. I've never had a bad day in my life. Of course it's for the cameras. I mean, yes, I try to be in a good mood as much as I possibly can. I think that there's something to be said for that, but I'm not always. You could ask my employees, you could ask my wife and my kids and my friends. I've met some people who do seem like they're always in a good mood. They're very few and far between, but it happens. And but on camera, it's to be in a bad mood on camera is unprofessional, I believe would be the words for that. Do you have any more live face-off videos planned? I mean, you're going to see more of those. You'll see some show up in the future. Have I seen Dan Hughes' ChatGPT interviews of you? I have not. But, we'll see there. Let's see here. There aren't necessarily errors in the Summoner Wars cards, just updates for a couple cards they think need to be updated to say competitively viable. Well, since I don't play competitive on any game, I never notice this sort of thing. Notice you spend a lot of time apologizing or adding disclaimers at the start of your top 10s. Doesn't that get tiring? Nah, it doesn't bother me. I also don't really care. I mean, if you're going to get upset over our videos, you're going to get upset over videos. In fact, I'm very humored by my top 10, I said annoying groups, which was a lot of tongue-in-cheek that I did on my top 5 things we're getting tired of. And the number of people coming in the comments and proving my point right is astounding. Astounding. It's like, did you not read what you just typed there? I am astounded by that. Have you seen the, wait, why am I even putting this comment up here? No. Is the famous marble racing done forever? It is not. Stay tuned. You'll see. Sarcastic, Tom. I'm not sarcastic. I met Kenny when I heard the metal bleeding out of his headphones and had to ask what he was listening to. Didn't you mention that you grew up not having a TV? I did not have a TV between the age of 5 and 17, I suppose. Yeah, that sounds right. But it doesn't mean I didn't
I saw TV at my friend's house, at my grandmother's house. I mean, I saw TV. I knew the 80s intellectual properties. I saw Transformers and G.I. Joes and He-Man and all that stuff. So that stuff was, and the toys still existed for sure. So I knew about all this stuff. I just didn't watch it every day. It's hard to be in a good mood when you lose your voice. It was hard, but I tried. I hope I didn't come across as a bad mood to people at Dice Tower West. If I did, I apologize. Who's my favorite Godzilla enemy? That would be King Kong. I love King Kong. Let's see here. What brand is that hat? You know, I remember where I bought this hat. This is a Montique. I know where I was when I bought this. I bought this at a mall in mid-Florida. I saw it and I was like, yes, I like that hat. How's your snap season going? Get any new cards lately? I got several new cards, actually. Nothing that I'm adding. I'm saving up to get Super Skrull. Super Skrull is my new target in Snap. But other than that, I got a few extra cards. I don't remember what they are. I haven't added them to my deck, so they can't be that good. They also nerfed my Thanos deck. They made the one jet worthless now, so I took it out of my deck. Let's see here. Did you get to play any games with Sam at Dice Tower West? I played games with almost nobody at Dice Tower West. If I played a game with you, that's very lucky, I suppose. But I did have a meal with Sam, spent some time catching up. So we had a good time catching up. Do you review the vids, submit it for the end of the year blooper show? I do. I look at, well, not always, but I look at a lot of them. And I send them on to Chris and everything. But I do wait till he puts it together and watch it, and I'm surprised by it. What is my favorite weapon on Hades? It's the gun. I know that, I mean, I played with all the weapons now because the game forces you to. And they're fine. The one I can't get my handle on is that spear and the shield. I have the hardest time with those. The fists are cool. The sword is cool. The bow is cool. But the gun, I love the gun, is my favorite weapon by far. What do I think about the board game Reddit sub? Well, if you want to know what people really think, they type it there, for good or for ill. I've not played Sally Face yet. I almost lose my voice if I use fan heaters in the winter and the dry heat affects my voice. Well, I would like to say that's what happened with Dice Tower West, but I will never know completely what made my voice go away. But hey, it's back. Yay! That's good. Have I played Heroes of Might and Magic 3? I'm assuming you mean the board game, because I've not played the board game. I played the video game. The video game is one of my favorite video games ever. I had so much fun playing that game. Will there be another tournament like with Sources Arena? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Do you sing in your car or your family? Sometimes it happens. Usually just me and my wife, and the kids roll their eyes. The song When You Beat Hades the Final Time is so good. Well, I have no idea when that will be. I've beaten Hades, I think, 5 times now. So each time it restarts the game. I'm like, all right, well, let's get some more stuff. So that's what I'm doing. I did mean in video games, says Beverly. Oh, great. Well, I like that a lot. I played that a ton when I was in college. And then I played it on my iPad. Apparently, it's gone off the iPad now, so I don't dare delete it off my iPad. I think that's the one that's gone. Man, I do like that game, though. That's right. I'm still sticking on because of the extra time we lost, both with the sound gone and then the talking about the sound being gone. But I actually did catch up on questions, so... Did I play Diablo 4 yet? I played like 2 hours worth of Diablo 3. I don't know. Diablo 3 hasn't really grabbed me. You go through and you just fight stuff and shoot stuff and then find a weapon. Then I compare that weapon to the weapon that I already have to see if it's better. And sometimes it is. Usually it's not. It reminds me a lot of Borderlands in that regard. And I don't know. Maybe it would have grabbed me more. It just hasn't so far. Excuse me. Favorite god or goddesses with their powers in Hades? Definitely Neptune. The title Dash is my favorite thing to get. Have you considered filming some videos in the studio's backyard? We would, but the sound and wind are pretty bad out there. Also, you'll see us blinking a lot because of the sun in our eyes. When did I start liking Hat? I've always liked Hat. But I just haven't been able to afford them much in my life. So now I have them more. Let's see here. My least favorite thing about being a content creator is answering questions from other content creators. When is Spring Spectacular? Do I know the dates yet? I do know the dates of it, and you think I would have them here. It's in a few weeks. We'll announce it. We'll announce the next Board Game Breakfast. Elden Ring download DLC coming soon. Yeah, by the time that comes out, I'm going to have to replay Elden Ring completely because I cannot remember how the game plays. Tom, how different were the decisions to work remote when Mike needed to geographically leave the Dice Tower versus when Sam left? Sam had to leave there was different reasons. Sam was moving on anyway, and at that time, we didn't know how it would work. I needed people in the studio. Well, I have those people in the studio now, and so I'm able to use Mike more often. Also, Mike is very free to come back all the time here. He'll be back for the Spring Spectacular in a few weeks, so there's that. Also, times have changed. Things are different all the time. That's all I can say really to that. There's nothing other to it than it just different times. The actual answer to the question, my least favorite part about being a board game content creator, well, I don't necessarily love dunking on people's games, especially when I know those people, probably. One of my favorite things, though, is disagreeing with another content creator. Board Game Co., I just played a game that has a quote of yours in the back of the box, and I've never disagreed with a quote you said more. Like, ever. You are wrong. Wrong. All right, let's see here. Have I tried Monumental with a simultaneous play mode? I've not. Do you have copies of all the game components that reference your likeness? I do not. How much stuff is out there? Too much, for sure. Let's see here. A few more questions. Let's see. We'll have to shut up and sit down, guys, for Table Talk. I have no idea. Eric Summer gets the guest for Table Talk, and he's the one who brings them in. Tom Vasel live streaming Elden Ring. I thought about doing that, actually. I thought that would, when I first got it, because you all would have laughed at the number of times I died. I died and died and died and died. I screamed and died. I died and died and died some more. If I started again from scratch, I'd probably die as much. Let's see here. Now people are caught up in what I said. Come on, folks. I got 3 more minutes of questions, and there's no questions to ask. Dooba-dooba-dooba-dooba-dooba-doo. Tom plays Elden Ring badly the series. Oh, my word. Yes. That would be certainly the case of that. Favorite day of the week is for Friday. Yes, isn't everyone's favorite day Friday? I like Fridays. Although you might be surprised. Friday's my favorite day. It's Friday, Sunday, Saturday, because I like weekends. I mean, who doesn't like weekends? But then Monday. I do like Mondays. Wednesday is my least favorite day of the week. What are your thoughts on maybe having a commemorative pin available at the retreat? Stay icons for Kickstarter backers. That would cost me thousands of dollars, so I don't necessarily know that that is something I'd want to do. We have pins that people can buy on our Kickstarters, and they never did particularly humongous. Hamburger or hot dog? Easily hamburgers. Hot dogs are fine, don't get me wrong, I like them. But I love hamburgers more. Kickstart my own game. I don't have a game to kickstart. 1 minute for questions. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I like Mondays because Mondays I come in and I get a lot of stuff done on that day. I am wrong on how to play Elden Ring, says Pete. But here's the thing. I think a lot of people were when you first played that game. I mean, that very first time I ran, I was like, let's see what we can find around here. And then a dragon came down and ate me. That was fun. Have I been to a Buc-ee's gas station? Checked out the ridiculous jerky section. Yes, I have, and it's amazing and wonderful. And I am saddened that there is no Buc-ee's close to where we are now, because I would go out of my way to go to one. Do I still like Friday? Even after Rebecca Black, I still like Friday. What's my wake-up drink for conventions? It is tea. A 10-minute demo. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to watch it because I don't know how much of it I want to be spoiled. I'll probably watch it. Top 5 Sandra Block movies. Miss Congeniality. I don't know what they are, actually. I have to go back and look at them. Let's see. My favorite heroes in Overpower. Woo! I would answer that question, but time is up. Sorry, folks. So that's it for questions. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Sorry about the errors of lack of sound. 1,400 comments in this one. Well, that's what happens, I suppose, when you are just not that far behind it, when you're that far behind in questions. But I do appreciate everybody coming by here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. This is the last live thing of today. Tomorrow, is there something live going on tomorrow? I don't believe so. But Wednesday, we got crowd surfing. Thursday, we have Board Game Smorgasbord. And then it's not live, but we'll premiere it so you can talk live while we do our top 10 games that replaced other games. All that stuff coming this week, as well as some other videos. I hope you guys enjoy them. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time. And yes, Demolition Man is #1.